Okay, so I'm here to talk a little bit about this Roe v. Wade case. Uh, I'm sure you've heard something about it, even if you don't fully understand the origin of it. So we'll just take a quick look here. We'll just look at Wikipedia, right? It's going to talk about this case when it originally took place. It says Roe v. Wade 410 U.S. 113 was a landmark decision of the United States Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States generally protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion. The date decided was January 22nd, 1973. So basically, almost 50 full years have passed. So this is why there are so many people in an uproar who are upset, about Roe v. Wade being overturned a few days ago by the United States Supreme Court. And as I scroll down here, you see it's all sorts of news. Actually, a lot of this is advertisements, but here we get to some actual news. Everybody's talking about it. So, what I want to discuss here briefly is the real reason why I don't care. When I say I don't care, meaning I don't really care about these people who are only upset about Roe v. Wade being overturned for the reason that I'm going to state. All right. Now, my personal opinion, they did go a little too far in stating that they're going to force a woman to quote unquote uh, have a baby if she got pregnant by being raped, right? Or incest. However, you and I both know that the majority of these abortions are not because these women are raped. It's because they don't want the child. Plain and simple. So all of the women in this country, namely Caucasians, right? But also so-called black women, right? So-called African American, and also any other ethnicity, Latina, whatever. You have been perfectly fine with men being enslaved to the child support system, which is a violation of the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, even though you say it is not. What you do is you use contracts to trick and deceive men into paying child support, and then you use that contractual agreement that he never knowingly, willingly, and voluntarily entered into as a way to skirt the 13th Amendment. But most men who are on child support never willingly and with full disclosure sign that contract. Therefore, it is involuntary servitude, especially because of the fact that men have almost no right to custody. And you women in the past have been able to kill a child or terminate the pregnancy, whether the boyfriend wanted you to or not, whether the husband wanted you to or not. So guess what? Now you're afraid and you're upset because some of your rights are being overturned. You will still be able to go to certain states like California and have an abortion if you choose. But you're upset because you can't do an abortion just like that in every single state. So, men who are listening to this, I want you to pay attention to how these women act when any of their rights are threatened. Keep in mind, they still have multiple forms of birth control, far more than you or I have. So I'm going to name the choices men have. You can be abstinent, have absolutely no sex, and be perfect like Jesus Christ, right? Which we know nobody is. Let's keep it real. And definitely these women are not, because a lot of them are whores, which is the real reason they're upset. They're not upset because they're afraid they're going to get raped and be forced to have the child of their rapist. They're upset because, let me name men's other choices. So besides abstaining, you can use a condom, which is about 85% effective even when it's used properly. So that doesn't always work even when you use it properly. And that's it. You can be abstinent and be perfect, or you can use a condom. Oh, don't let me forget, you can pull out. Yeah, good luck with that. Try to pull out before ejaculation. Good luck with that. A woman can get pregnant with pre-ejaculate, meaning you don't even have to have an orgasm to get her pregnant. You can just have pre-ejaculate fluid coming out and she can get pregnant off of that as well. So men basically have two real options: total and complete perfect abstinence from sex, that's number one, or condoms, which is only 85% accurate or when you use it properly. Women have those same options I just named, plus various birth control pills, intrauterine devices, birth control shot, birth control patches, uh, female condom. They can get their tubes tied, which is reversible, right? Oh, how did I forget? Vasectomy. Men can have a vasectomy. Is a vasectomy safe? Yeah, you get one and come back and tell me, is it safe? Is it reversible? Get a vasectomy and then decide you want to have a child later on and tell me if it's reversible. A vasectomy is far more risky for men than a woman getting her tubes tied. She can easily get them tied and untied, right? They don't want to. They want to have complete control over men through pregnancy. So guess what? I'm glad they overturned Roe v. Wade. I don't care about your religion or theirs. It's the fact that now women in this country know how it feels to have a little bit of your rights taken away. And guess what? They're not finished. So now, men, at least you won't be able to be trapped by a whore who already had multiple abortions when she was having sex with these dope boys and these no good men. But then when you slip up and get her pregnant, she can go ahead and make sure she keeps that baby since you got a good job or an education. I'm giving it to you plain. These whores are able to be whores and sleep with no good gangsters and bad boys and all of that. Then when they decide to keep a baby, it's when they say so, so they can trap you, a good man, and turn you into a slave. No more. I'm glad a lot of these whores will have to keep the baby now. So it's going to save a lot of good men from thinking she was somebody that was a good woman waiting on a husband, right? Or waiting on a good man. You really going to know what she is. When you meet her, she already going to have these children. See? And now it's fair game. So I don't feel sorry for you. You women don't feel sorry for men who are on child support, do you? No, you don't. You say that was his decision. Well, guess what? When you get pregnant by this no good gangster, this no good dude that you thought you was going to be able to abort the baby from until you can trap a good man for a husband later on who won't know about your sordid, filthy whore past, I don't feel sorry for you. So take your ass to California or wherever you got to go. You didn't get raped. You ain't suffering incest. You hoes is mad because you can't be whores every day and then selectively keep a pregnancy when you choose to and then put a man on child support and make him be responsible the first time you say so. Get the hell out of here. So I'm thankful that now women's rights are being taken away just a little bit so you can get a little taste of what you're doing to men. What you need to do is give these men full custody of their sons, or at least 50-50 custody, whether it be a son or a daughter, and let him support his children that way. Instead of putting him on this for-profit child support system so you can have control and get paid. You get zero sympathy from me. Matter of fact, let me type rather that is overturned. I love it. Roe v. Wade overturned. And for those of you that think this going to make it harder on men, no, it's not. Because you men know that she has to keep the baby. So do what you got to do. You better off doing sexual things on your own. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. You understand? I ain't going to get too graphic on here. But men have other options too. I ain't talking about birth control. You better do what you got to do. You better off with a blow-up doll than some of these dumb women who've been trapping you in this system. And the blow-up doll probably got just as much brains as she has, because she's too stupid to realize that a father should not be a slave just because this wicked system says so. So now you go argue with the Supreme Court, just like these men have to argue with child support. Have a good day.